Good evening. My name is Bruce Westby. I'm from the University of Arizona South. Tonight we're doing an oral history on Naco. And you are?
I'm Jesse Jesus Morales Rodriguez, resident of Naco for 33 years, going on 33 years.
What do you do in Naco?
Well, I work in construction, and besides working in construction, I'm also the fire chief here in town. I'm the fire chief for 4 years.
Okay. Since you grew up in Naco, has it changed since you were younger?
It's changed quite a bit. In probably the last 20 years, it's changed a lot. I mean, totally different. 360 degrees, it changes everything completely.
Has it gotten better or worse?
It's gotten a little bit worse.
Has it?
Yeah, back then, I remember we were kids, you could leave your doors open, you could leave your doors unlocked. Nobody would bother with you. Now you leave a door open, man, you're lucky somebody don't go in there. You know, it's changed. There's a little bit more crimes than what we were used to seeing.
Now, is it local crime or is it
It's local crime.
transient
It's local crime. I mean, once in a while you get, some illegal immigrants coming this way, and they'll go in your yard looking for water, this and that. We don't worry too much about them, but it's some of the local Naco kids and Bisbee kids that are doing the vandalism.
Now, since you've been here your whole life, on the topic of Camp Naco, did you play there or play near there?
Actually, I even slept on one of the houses there. For my grandpa's sister used to live in one of the smaller of the officers' quarters for many years, and we were kids. I would hang out with my cousins there. We would sleep over. We would be all over the place in Camp Naco there.
Yeah, and that has changed quite dramatically.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised how it's deteriorating so fast. I mean, this was about maybe 20 years ago. There were still people living there.
Right.
I mean, the houses were in pretty good shape. The quarters were in pretty good shape. So,
what do you think about the restoration project of Camp Naco?
I think it's about time they did something with it.
You think it's going to be good for
I-
the economy around here?
I think so. And it'll probably, once they get it up and running, or at least some portion of it, it'll probably, bring the people's spirits a little bit more up. Put Naco on the map again.
Well, with Camp Naco and the golf course down here, the golf course creates a little bit of tourism.
Yeah, it does. It creates quite a bit of tourism, actually. But I think with this Camp Naco, once it gets up, and starts being, I guess, publicized in whatever magazines or things, going to pull in a lot of people in from all over the place. I mean, Tombstone brings in a bunch of people, and I think we have a lot more history in Tombstone. A lot more history than Tombstone.
Yeah.
Bisbee and all of those smaller towns, and I mean, they're still around. So.
Now, on the subject of Camp Naco, you said you slept over there and played. How many other of your relatives that still live in the area played around there, or?
Well, my mom, they used to, same thing. They would go over there and visit the family. We had family living there. My grandpa was born here, and I mean, we've been here actually forever. So we used to go and play, and I mean, there were a lot of, probably, I guess, when my mom was younger, she says that most of the houses, the quarters were all full of people living in them. I guess the mules would rent them out to any of the local people here.
When the fire happened, you guys were called out.
Yeah.
What was the final determination of what had caused the fire?
It was arson.
Was it?
It was arson. At that time, there were a lot of kids messing around with fireworks, And it's always the same little group that's always doing vandalisms here in town. I'm pretty sure the ones who did that in Camp Naco are the ones who burned down half of our school here in the back.
Okay.
But it was arson. It was arson. The fire inspector from Fry Fire came down. We walked it through, and it was arson.
They never caught the guys.
No.
But you
We know
who it is.
who it is, but I can't prove it.
Right.
But
Now you said before we started the interview that you have family on both sides of the
yeah,
border.
actually, I got half of my family comes from. We all come from Mexico,
Right.
but we still have quite a bit of family down there living in Mexico.
How do they feel about the undocumented immigration? What's their stance and what's your stance?
Back then, we wouldn't have that much problems, you know. I mean, half of my grandpa's brothers were born and raised here in Naco, Arizona. The other half were born in Mexico, Naco, Sonora. They would cross back and forth to work. I mean, some of these people that I know actually come to work, and my family that stayed in Mexico, some of them have pretty good jobs. Some of them work in construction. It's pretty hard for them down there. But they don't really want to come over here to work. They'd rather stay over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He says, well, what for? He says, now you're going to be looking over your shoulders, see who's following you, and
Yeah, with the new law and all
the new
that.
law. So he says, we're better off here. And some of my family that was working here, but actually they were working here with no papers, they just went back. They says, just go back.
Yeah.
No, we don't have any. Well, they had regular crossing cards, but they
Right.
didn't have the working permits. But they just went back to their hometowns to work. So, and there's actually work down there,
Yeah,
but the pays really bad.
yeah. That's all the questions I've got for you. I know these two have got a whole lot, so I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
out.